Hi, everyone. It's fantastic to be here and so glad to be speaking with you today. You can see me here on my face there. I'm here speaking to you from Singapore, where I'm based. And I'm going to spend the next few minutes talking a little bit more about Autodesk and what we do, particularly globally, but also in India. I've been working at Autodesk for the last 4 years, and I head up the technical recruiting practice. We have a large hiring requirements in India, both for technical and sales and corporate recruitment. Talking about Autodesk is really one of my favorite topics. I love Autodesk. I love what it stands for, and really that's why I joined, and that's why I continue to build my career here. There's really a lot of amazing things that I want to talk about Autodesk today. But if you can think of, or if you can remember 3 things or 3 takeaways about my comments today, that'll be these 3 things. So first one is we're an unusual company because we're an established high growth organization with a huge amount of career opportunities available right now in Asia Pac and India. Our success, number 2, our success depends on recruiting the best talent, just like you, okay? And really number 3 is our wonderful culture is really what retains our team and allows us to develop careers at Autodesk. So I want you to think about those 3 things. If nothing else, take those 3 things away. As you probably know already, we're a software company. We're a leader in 3D design, engineering, and entertainment software. What you may not know is that we produce design software that touches a huge range of industries. Obviously, architecture is what comes up with a lot of times when you talk about Autodesk, but we're also involved in industries such as engineering, construction, product design, manufacturing, media and entertainment, life sciences, and education. And we've been around for quite a long time. We've been around since 1982. So we're a little bit younger than Microsoft and a fair bit younger than me. And we've been around for the last nearly 40 years, and we're based in San Francisco. We've got around 12,000 employees spread all over the world, and our annual revenue is around $5 billion US. And that equates to around about 6 million subscribers to our various software solutions. And those 6 million subscribers does not include all the thousands and thousands of student subscriptions that we give away for free throughout our university and higher education practice. The really interesting thing about our business is that we spend quite a significant amount of money on research and development. In fact, around 25% of our revenue is spent on R&D. So that's around about $1 billion a year. That's a really important thing to think about because we're really researching and developing for the future. And if you look at our business in the last 40 years, we've gone through significant transformation, not only to keep up with the industries and keep up with the customer requirements, but actually to shape a lot of the things that we've got now in the industry that Autodesk has been a part of building. And we really make it our mission to empower our customers, the innovators of the world, with software that helps them achieve better outcomes for projects, better outcomes for business, and all their products. And we want to make sure that our customers create new paths for efficiency, sustainability, and growth, and really help with their advancement with digital transformation. You're probably thinking, well, who uses Autodesk software? Lots of people and lots of companies. So some examples. Disney Pixar use our product for all of their animation software development. So the next time you're at a movie theater watching an animation, it's likely almost has to be built using Autodesk product. Tesla use our software to design and build their electric vehicles. Volkswagen, Hyundai, and other examples of our organizations that use our product. Closer to home, we've actually got Tata Realty and Infrastructure as a key customer for us in India. And they're using a huge group of our software products to really drive revenue for their business and advance them technologically. Another exciting project that we've been involved in through our product BIM 360 was the construction of Terminal 2 Airport at Bangalore. We're really proud of who we are and what we've achieved, and a company with our success for such a long time can't exist without an amazing culture and set of values. Our values define the essence of who we are and how we work, both as individuals and as a company. They make it clear what we believe and what we expect of those that we work with. And our culture really is part of what makes Autodesk a great place to work. We're recognized as one of the most loved workplaces in the world, one of the most sustainable companies in the world. And most recently, we've earned a perfect score for the Human Rights Campaign's Corporate Equality Index, adopting equitable workplace policies, practices, and benefits that ensure greater equity for LGBTQ workers and their families. And we really recognize the business value of having a more inclusive workforce. Ultimately, diversity equals better decision-making. It's that simple. And we've had loads of programs, both in India and every other part of the world that we operate in, designed to engage with our employees, educate, drive, listen to with our employees. We have employee resource groups, bringing like-minded individuals together to have a voice. Women in tech, Asians in Autodesk, lots of different ERGs that we can be proud to be a part of. We have culture sprints that really focus on courage and decision-making and belonging. Hiring principles are really worked on with all hiring managers. We work on a 4-day in-house custom-built training program to really develop hiring managers' ability to hire inclusively and ensure that they're not showing any bias when they're hiring and interviewing. We provide Bravely app, which is an independent software application for every employee for their mental health and coaching. We have a wonderful learning portal, which is thousands of on-demand training sessions that last hours, minutes, or even into days. And you can pick and choose whatever you want with regards to your interest and where you think you need to upskill. We're very proud of our mentoring and coaching programs that we offer, as well as the various diversity partnerships that we have, obviously with Power to Fly as being one of them. We invest in education, which we believe is the future, and we're very proud of the resources that we put into that. And we measure all of what we're doing through regular surveys to really understand what we're doing is actually making a difference to our employees. Closer to home, when we talk about the benefits for employees in India, which I'm sure a lot of you are quite interested in understanding. So we offer paid volunteer time for all full-time employees. That means you can take time off work to go and work for a cause or charity of your choice. We even offer dollar-for-dollar donations for you as well, for the charity of your cause or your choice. We offer restricted stock units, shares in Autodesk for every new joiner. That means you have an ownership of Autodesk the minute you step in the door. And you can continue buying Autodesk shares through a reduction of 15% of the share price, which is a wonderful way of, again, having ownership of Autodesk and joining in our success. We regularly have Workday Wellness Days. In fact, the last one we had was October 10. Everyone around the world stops working and they spend time doing whatever they want to do, as long as they're not in front of a computer on Zoom. We have a very, very interesting benefits package for India, and it's hugely flexible, which means that you can customize your benefit exactly to what you need and what your life needs at that exact time. Whether you have children, whether you don't have children, whether you have other priorities with regards to insurance or other wellness priorities, you can pick and choose however you want. And as part of this, we have a free annual checkup available as well. So you can go to your doctor and have an annual checkup for that real peace of mind. I want to also talk a little bit more about our hiring principles as well. Look, we don't make any excuses for our high hiring standards, but they're fair. We hire people from all backgrounds who will really add to our culture. And we evaluate every candidate holistically using evidence of performance to predict success. Every interviewee goes through a fair, consistent interview process. And we make smart choices. We make risks on candidates where we feel it's appropriate. And what it's like to interview at Autodesk. Well, your first contact will be with a recruiter, someone in my team or the sales and corporate recruiting team. And they'll spend some time really understanding what your background is, what you can add to the role that you've applied for, and also give you some more insights into what's like working at Autodesk, and particularly with the team that you're recruiting for, you're hiring for. And if you're shortlisted, you can expect to go through several interview rounds, 3 to 4 interview rounds with the hiring manager and the team that you're interviewing with. I think some of the key things that you want to look at when you interview with us is to really answer the questions to the best of your ability. Be articulate, professional, and really clear with your answers. I think one of the key things is be a really good listener as well. Really answer the question that's being asked of you. And it's great practice, of course, to really have a good sense of the job that you're going for. Make sure you have a look at our organization as well. Pick up a few ideas on who we are and what we do. If you're a little unsure of the company or the organization, the specific team that you're recruiting for, reach out to your recruitment person and ask them for some advice, and they can provide you with certain information as well. And don't forget, enjoy the process. I think where you can also look is have a look on our vacancies page, and you can see so many opportunities available right now in India. And we're hugely investing in India at the moment, so it's really exciting. I want to thank all of you for your time today. It's great speaking with you, and I really appreciate the opportunity to speak with you today.
Thank you so much for that, James. It was great hearing from you. And I would urge everyone to go back to the virtual job fair landing page and then go to the company's website. And don't forget to apply for the opportunities available at Autodesk. All right, next up we have ServiceNow. Priya, I see you on my screen. Please take it away.
Thank you, Tanishka. Hey everyone, I'm really glad to be here to see all of you and speak to, not really see, but to speak to all of you. Thank you, Part of Life, for the opportunity for ServiceNow to showcase who we are and what we do, and help us bring more talented folks into our workforce. To give a quick introduction about myself, I'm Priya. I am a senior manager of engineering at ServiceNow. I lead teams that build products in the customer workflows product space. I've been with ServiceNow for a little less than 2 years now. I joined in the middle of the pandemic. I onboarded virtually. It was an amazing experience. I will talk about that a little later. Before joining ServiceNow, I spent almost a decade, more than a decade, with Oracle. That was my first company, fresh out of college. So if there are any freshers or folks who just finished your graduation, and I've been there, I've spent a lot of time working with enterprise applications. I also have a stint for a couple of years in a startup where I helped implement applications for customers in retail, airlines, and the hospitality industries. It was the best of both extremes. I've been in a giant behemoth enterprise company like Oracle, and I've also been in a small startup that was pretty much, I started it up from the ground. It was based out of Chennai. So I've seen both ends of the spectrum, so to speak. And through that experience, I realized my passion lay with building products at scale. And that led me to where I am with ServiceNow right now. So that's a little bit about me. Moving over to what ServiceNow is, you can see a little bit of an introduction on the screen right there. So we are essentially at heart a workflows company. That's how we started. IT workflows were the first bunch of products that we delivered. ServiceNow was founded back in 2004 by Fred Luddy in San Diego. San Diego is our birthplace. 2006, we got our first customer, and we hit our first 1 billion in revenues in 2015. And since then, we've been on a track to hit 10 billion by 2024. We are well on our way to that. And our extended goal from our CEO is to hit 15 billion by 2026. And given the way our growth has been, I have no doubt that we'll get there with time to spare. On that note, our Q3 earnings just came out today, so please take a moment to see how well we are doing in this chaotic marketplace where half the economies are in recession already. In terms of the kind of products we have, so like I mentioned, IT Workflows continues to be our main suite of products. Apart from that, we have customer workflows, employee workflows, and creator workflows. So these talk about providing a digital experience to customers and employees equally, right? So that essentially we want to make work better for everyone, right? It's not enough that your work gets done. What we focus on is to make sure it gets done in the most efficient, fastest, and easiest way possible. Right. So anything we build is centered around that kind of focus on what brings value to our customers. And while we are on that target of providing value, of doing the right thing for our customers, we take equal care in ensuring our employees' well-being also, right? And that's where our core values come into the picture. Now, I'd like to bring your attention to the second part of the first paragraph, right? About being, our goal is to be the defining enterprise software company of the 21st century. We have a nice cool anagram for that. We call it DESCO 21C. It sounds like disco and it's equally cool. But that's our key motto. You know, if you ever get a chance to hear our CEO speak, his name is Bill McDermott. He's a very inspiring, charismatic leader. He has a strong vision for where ServiceNow is leading to. And he likes to call ServiceNow as the control tower for digital transformation, because the last couple of years, especially with the pandemic happening, markets have been really chaotic, but we have been able to adapt and be at the right place at the right time to capitalize on this and to help our customers hasten their digital transformation journey, right? The core values of ServiceNow, it is centered around what we call a people pact, right? This is a pact that we have made with ourselves, with our organization, our leaders have made with us again. And it goes like this. So there are three parts to the people pact, right? So one is live your best lives, do your best work, and together fulfill your purpose, right? I'll repeat that again, right? So live your best lives, do your best work, and fulfill our purpose together. If you notice, you can't do one without doing the other three. You know, if you have to do your best work, you have to be living your best life. And only when you live your best life and do your best work, you will fulfill the purpose. This purpose can be anything. You know, it's not just in the confines of the workplace. This people pact would apply to you on any aspect of your lives. And that forms the core of all the initiatives and policies that we have in ServiceNow for our employees, right? Thanks to the kind of culture that we've been fostering, we've made a whole lot of lists the last few years. We were on the Fortune 100 best companies to work for last year. This year, we're on the list for best places to work on Glassdoor, on great places to work. We've especially been certified as a great place to work for women and LGBTQ folks. This is the outcome. So these awards and accolades are not accidental. They are outcomes of a very deliberate exercise on creating policies and initiatives that foster a culture that values well-being as much as making revenue or hitting targets. Right? We have very flexible employment policies. We have in this hybrid, we all talk about the hybrid workplace. ServiceNow has a flexible work personas. Nobody is forced to come into the office. You get to pick where you work from, right? Folks can choose to come into, we have some amazing office spaces in Hyderabad and Bangalore. Folks can come into office as few as 0 times a week, as much as 3 or 4 or all days a week. We have remote work personas where folks can choose to remain where they are right now and work remotely for good. This is not like a temporary arrangement where once the pandemic is done with, everybody will be forced to come to office. No, we don't do that. And we also have a 30-day work from anywhere benefit, where based on the country you're in, the country you have a citizenship of, or you have a work permit in, you are allowed to work anywhere in that country for 30 days. So I'm here now in Hyderabad. Maybe 2 weeks later, my family takes a vacation to Goa. I can work from Goa for 30 days if I wanted to, right? Why this matters is because the pandemic has thrown stuff out of whack for all of us, especially as families. We've had losses, we've lost people we loved, and it made it more important than ever to focus ourselves and reorient ourselves towards our personal well-being and our families. The pandemic has changed people's perspectives of what takes priority in life, and work is no longer the topmost thing on anybody's list. And ServiceNow as an organization understands that. Hence the part about live your best lives, right? Nobody's going to be living their best lives stuck to an office desk 24/7, right? To that end, ServiceNow also offers 6 well-being days off in a year. So every 2 months, we get a Friday off. This is an extension to what we did during the pandemic. So the 2 years, 2020 and 2021, we actually had half-day Fridays every week. So every week for 2 years on Fridays, we took the afternoon off. But thankfully the pandemic ended. Folks were able to give back their full focus to work during the working hours. So we have replaced that with this well-being days, where every 2 months we get a Friday off. So folks can have a longer weekend, like go out with their families and have fun. And you are allowed to do everything but log into work. And this is an org-wide well-being day. So essentially no work happens. So it even avoids those scenarios where you're there, but there's a P1 and you have to log in and fix it. That's not the expectation, right? Apart from this, we have very competitive compensation packages. We have the benefits, not just for yourself, but for your family also in terms of insurance, your medical insurance. We have very generous family leave policies for folks who are unwell, or maternity benefits, bereavement leave. So we have all these taken care of too. Our time off system is very hassle-free. You don't have to like fill in 10 different forms to take a day off. All you have to do is let your manager know and just take your time off, right? No questions asked. So that's a little bit about the benefits and the policies that we have towards employment. Apart from this, we have a very robust DEI initiative for diversity, equity, and inclusion. The cornerstone of this, again, ties into the People Pact I was referring to, right? So to live your best life, you need to be able to bring your true self to work every day. And that will not happen if you feel like you're alone or you don't belong. So the core of the policies we have towards DEI is to make sure there is a sense of belonging from everyone. So we have a lot of groups that we call employee belonging groups, or EBGs. These are essentially, they are centered around multiple things. We have one on gender, we have for women at ServiceNow, we have one around LGBTQIA+ folks. We have groups centered around race. We have Black at ServiceNow, Asian and Pacific Islander at ServiceNow. We have Unidos at ServiceNow for the Latinx community. We have belonging groups for people with disabilities, both visible and invisible. We have an interfaith belonging group for people of various faiths to come together and talk about what they believe in. We also have a group for veterans, for folks who have served in the armed forces and who come back to work, about having their support circle. And our most recent EBG is about families at ServiceNow, which is aimed at parents. I'm one, I have a 9-year-old son, and we all know the struggles that we go through when there is a child in your life. It's not always hunky-dory, and we accept that. So we have a group that's formed to give us a support system and a network for parents so that they can lean in on each other and help each other out. Throughout for the past couple of years, since 2017, our focus was on the Women at Now diversity group, along with the others, of course. So we had a lot of initiatives happen around that. One part of it is aimed at folks who are already our employees on how to provide them the skills required to grow in their roles. We had a leadership program where 15 of us, including me, we were nominated and sponsored for a leadership program at ISB Hyderabad. And it was an amazing experience to do that course along with 50 other women from all walks of life, from all functions and industries. And we have a similar cohort now in partnership with Shenomics for helping women be better at the roles that they are in. We also have lean-in circles for women, both based out of Hyderabad and out of Bangalore. And all these options are available for everyone, irrespective of their work persona. You could be remote, you could be flexible and coming into office. This is open for everyone, right? And our focus, and we have amazing allies in our leadership groups now that they want women to grow into their roles and have more representation at the table. I am no longer the only woman on a Zoom call in ServiceNow, right? And that says a lot, because where I come from, say 10 years back, that would not have been the case. So I'm really proud to be here. I have made a lot of stride in my career personally with the kind of benefits that ServiceNow has provided. In terms of initiatives on hiring to bring more diverse groups into our workforce, we have a lot of partnerships with, especially like folks like at Power to Fly also. So this is part of our initiatives to make sure our talent pool itself is diverse, because I cannot hire for a diverse group if I don't have a candidate pool that reflects that diversity. And please know that when I say diversity, I don't mean just women, right? That is one part of it. But diversity comes in all shapes and forms, and we are equally focused on ensuring that diversity of thought is present at every discussion, at every meeting, at everything we do in ServiceNow. So that's a little bit about ServiceNow. I'm sure I'm forgetting some stuff. My notes are a little bit in a disarray. Please pardon my this thing. If you have any more questions, if there's anything I didn't address, please feel free to put those in the chat or the comments, and I will do my best to get them answered for you.